I want to start this video off by showing love to the Phoenix Suns. Of course, the Milwaukee Bucks went out and they did their thing, and rightfully so. Giannis is getting a ton of love. And don't worry, Bucks fans, and don't worry, Phoenix fans. I will bring you guys dedicated videos this offseason. You guys have my word on it. They're not going to be quick videos either. I'm going to try to make those videos productions. I want to do you guys justice because y'all both just had two amazing seasons. But I really want to show love to Chris Paul and Phoenix because I feel like there's this group of people out there that just absolutely hate Chris Paul. And I don't know why. I'm just going to say right now that NBA fans are different. For a large part of these NBA playoffs, people were calling Chris Paul point God. They were saying that he was going off. At the same time, there was another portion of people that tried to start the narrative that Chris Paul only started to go off once garbage time approached in the NBA playoffs. People were calling games where the Phoenix Suns would be up 12, 10, 15 points in the third and fourth quarter garbage time. We are talking about the NBA playoffs. People were going to such great lengths to discredit Chris Paul. It's kind of crazy. I think some people really just wanted to show Book love, but in order to show Book love, you do not have to take away from what Chris Paul has done for the Phoenix Suns this season. You know what? Gots to see it through, my boy. If you're a Chris Paul hater, let me know why you don't like Chris Paul down in the comments below. While we're on the topic of haters, you guys know who else has a ton of haters? The Los Angeles Lakers. This offseason is going to be a giant offseason for the Los Angeles Lakers and their future. Dare I say it, it's an offseason that they cannot dare to mess up. When it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers, I think we all agree with what the Lakers need. They need another point guard that's not named Dennis Schroeder. They need a playmaker. They need multiple shooters, and beyond multiple shooters, they also need another competent big man. I thought Marc Gasol was very solid this season. I felt like he was a major scapegoat for the Lakers. That being said, I think the Lakers need more from their five position than what Andre Drummond, Marc Gasol, and what Montrezl Harrell brought. The crazy thing is I actually like all of these players, but I just don't feel like they played up to their full potential in Los Angeles. Lakers fans, down in the comments below, let me know if you guys would be okay with bringing Drummond and Montrezl Harrell back for another season. If you guys don't want them back, let me know who you guys think the Los Angeles Lakers should target for their five position. Personally, I don't think the Lakers really need to target anybody if Anthony Davis locks in and just plays the five full time. And a modern big, Anthony Davis is everything you could possibly want. He's tall, he's long, he's athletic, he blocks everything in sight. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA. And possibly most importantly, he can knock down shots. I'm talking about Anthony Davis can shoot the basketball. Don't get it wrong. At this point in his career, AD's not a marksman from the three-point line, but he shoots the ball well enough to where you have to stay honest. What's the significance of this? I'll talk about that a little later in this video. But first, we have to talk about this news. Chris Paul got eliminated from the playoffs last night. Today, articles are already dropping that say the Lakers are interested in Chris Paul. According to sources, LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers have been on the hunt for a veteran point guard, and Paul is on the list. There have also been talks about Washington Wizards star Russell Westbrook being a candidate to move back home to Los Angeles in a sign and trade deal that could include free agent point guard Dennis Schroeder, forward Kyle Kuzma, and guard Talen Horton-Tucker. Going off the record, Talen Horton-Tucker is an absolute beast, guys. Don't sleep on this guy's potential. He reminds me a lot of a younger Drew Holiday. Horton-Tucker is a defender that defends multiple positions, which is so invaluable in today's game, competes on the defensive side 100% all the time, and he's a shot maker. You guys know how I feel about two-way shot makers that can defend multiple positions. I love them. Back to the quote. Here's where things get a little tricky. For Paul to join forces with James for the first time in their careers, it would likely take a sign and trade with the Suns. The most over the cap the Lakers can offer Paul without a sign-and trade is a $9.5 million taxpayer mid-level exception. Chris is not taking that. If he does take that, then I'll get a laced up tattoo. You know what? Let me chill because these things actually happen. I just really don't think Chris Paul is taking that. Mark J. Spears writes that the attraction of chasing his first championship with James Anthony Davis and the Lakers could be an appealing option for Paul to ponder. Keep in mind, Paul is a former LA Clippers star that still lives in Los Angeles with his wife and 2 kids. First things first, for those of you that don't know, Chris Paul has an option on his contract. The option on Chris Paul's contract is for $44.2 million. So Chris Paul can basically become a free agent or decide to take his option and make $44 million at the age of 36. Bro, when my Achilles gets right, we gotta get back in the gym because these contracts are crazy. In the comments below, let me know if you guys would be comfortable paying Chris Paul $44 million for 1 season. Now keep in mind, this is just me reacting to this article. If I'm Chris Paul, I think the Lakers are definitely a legitimate option. If you're trying to win and still be a major part of a team, the Lakers offer you both of those things. Outside of that, you already stay in Los Angeles, a good part of your offseason. I'm sorry guys, I'm just trying to picture Chris Paul, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. LeBron's still one of the best players in the game. I really don't care what anybody says. If LeBron got a playmaker like Chris Paul, we could be looking at LeBron extending his career. We want LeBron to be playing basketball as long as possible. Players like LeBron, they just don't come around very often. And for a majority of Bron's career, it's no secret that he's had to carry a massive load. This guy is near the league leaders for minutes per game almost every season. And I don't even need to see the usage numbers. I watch Lakers games. And this isn't me saying the Lakers absolutely need more help to get back to the finals or win a championship. This is me saying that if the Lakers want to improve, if they want to make life easier for LeBron James and Anthony Davis, then this is a legitimate option. Of course, if the interest is mutual. Also, don't forget, Bron and Chris are original banana boat buddies. Now keep in mind, Schroeder's a free agent. The Lakers would have to convince Schroeder to re-sign and be a part of a sign and trade deal if they wanted to trade for Russell Westbrook or Chris Paul. Guys, are you taking a package of Schroeder, Kuzma, Horton Tucker, and possible picks for Russell Westbrook or CP3? When it comes to Russell Westbrook, I'm not sure if there's still this mindset that he's a negative asset because of his contract. While Westbrook isn't on the best contract, I think it's unfortunate that his contract overshadows his play at times. The Wizards without Russell Westbrook probably win 15 games this season. I think without Russell Westbrook, the Wizards would have been very bad, which honestly might have been better for the Wizards' future, which is also why I think the Wizards should look into trading Russell Westbrook. If the Wizards don't have any major moves in them to get better, I'm not sure I see a point in running it back, especially with win-now players like Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. If I'm Los Angeles, maybe Westbrook isn't my first option, but he's definitely an option. And I'd say I think that Russell Westbrook is a very good option. Yes, he has been ball dominant for the majority of his career. That being said, I think he could definitely coexist with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. At times this season, Westbrook had poor scorers like Daniel Gafford looking like 20-point per game players. If you go back to Westbrook's Rockets days where he coexisted with James Harden and they had that beautiful spacing, there were times where Westbrook looked like the best player on the Rockets. I'm talking about guy was dropping MVP numbers. Now for Westbrook to coexist with Bron, a few things have to happen. Westbrook has to be willing to take a smaller role. Westbrook would have to be willing to move without the ball. Westbrook would also have to find a way to convert a higher percentage of his jump shots. Now, what I just said is a little controversial because yes, Russell Westbrook shot 31.5% from the three-point line for the Washington Wizards this season. But check this out, that 31.5% is a number that is brought down because of his poor shot selection. A lot of times Westbrook is taking end of shot clock shots. He's also taking very early shots, very early pull-up jump shots. He shoots those at 28%. He actually shoots catch and shoot threes at 36%. or at least he did this past season for the Washington Wizards. And if you go in the Westbrook archives, you can find seasons where he shot catch and shoot threes at 37+%. Westbrook, with spacing and solid talent around him, is a monster. If he's able to elevate the Wizards starting five, imagine what he could do with AD and the Los Angeles Lakers. All right, so Westbrook's contract is a little worse than I thought. He's actually due $47 million in 2022-2023. Lakers fans, would you take Russell Westbrook and pay him $47 million in 2022-2023? Wizards fans, would you guys be searching for a package that's better than what the Lakers can offer? With legacy still being built, I think we're going to see a lot of movement this offseason. Do you guys think that the Lakers have a big move in them this offseason? And do you think the Lakers even need a big move? Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop. Until our next upload.